the Sunday's student rioting, which left a teacher injured and 10 students arrested. We have the latest on the situation there. Also, tonight, Vice Chancellors of Technical Universities gonna appeal to TUTAC and the other striking university administrators to call off their strike, whilst urging government to expedite processes to resolve the impasse.
A report indicating us that the strike is indefinite. Because of that, our colleagues, some of them, they went home.
I'm on scholarship. The check is in and I wanted them to process it for me. But when I get there, I was being told that the non-teaching staff too are also on strike.
Also tonight, more customers of troubled investment firm Gold Coast Fund Management open up about how life has ground to a sudden halt as they continue to pray their locked-up funds will be paid.
I took the old lady to Gold Coast. The old woman cannot tell you that what you've done, I don't like it. I'm a father of 3. They all depend on me. In less than 20 years, government asked me to go on retirement. What do I have?
But managers of the company say they are taking steps to address the issue.
Revelations that are going on is good. It will allow us to get the people who matter to be able to take concrete decisions, to be able to address them. And regulators are involved, ministries are involved.
And in business, Nude Board Chair of Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, Professor Stephen Adai, to ensure enforcement of tax compliance rules to enable the authority meet revenue targets.
And then as Ghana joins the rest of the world to celebrate International Stuttering Awareness Day, the Ghana Stammering Association wants members to step out and speak with confidence.
It's had a positive and
we want the public to actually have patience, no matter how long it takes.
Join us with your views and comments here on Newsnight 0244 340 437. My name is Evan Spencer. I remember the Newsnight is always brought to you by Puma Card from Puma Energy, cash-free convenience. Now, Vice Chancellors of Technical Universities of Ghana appealing to members of the Technical Universities Teachers Association and the Technical Universities Administrators Association of Ghana to call off their strike. Now, the lecturers declared a sit-down strike 3 weeks ago over poor conditions of service following conversion of polytechnics to technical universities. With the administrators and non-teaching professionals joining the strike, students are the ones bearing the brunt. Those are the Kumasi Technical University have been interacting with Labour Firm Springs Appear.
And up to now, a report indicating us that the strike is indefinite. Because of that, our colleagues, some of them, they went home, and some of us too, we are still on compose, but because some of us who are still on compose, we also assume that we are still wasting our resources, that is money, because whilst we are still on compose, even though we will learn, but still we don't know what actually we are doing, because lecturers are not ready to come back to classroom to come and teach.
The strike have affected us in so many ways. Like me personally, I wanted to go to the account office to make some kind of, I'm on scholarship, so the check is in and I wanted them to process it for me. But when I get there, I was being told that this week the non-teaching staff too are also on strike, because based on the scholarship I needed some of the money for my books and other teaching learning materials. Please also support us in some way, but due to the strike, those things too is not coming.
We can now speak to the chairman of the Vice Chancellors of the Technical Universities, Reverend Professor John Ishan, who joins us on the telephone line right now. Prof, thank you for your time here on Newsnight.
Thank you.
I'm just having your statement in front of me, and you're appealing to the staff and the teachers to return to the classrooms. I don't know if you've had any updates on their real grievances that they say, unless yesterday we were talking to them, they are quite clear on that that unless those fundamental issues are addressed, they may not heed the appeal?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. I think the unions are still talking to the government. They are in talks with the government. And what they are demanding is their vehicle maintenance allowance, off-campus security, rent, electricity, and responsibility entertainment allowance. And I believe they are negotiating. And I believe tomorrow there will be a meeting to finalize this demand. So that's why we are appealing to them. Since they are still negotiating with the government, they should call off the strike and continue talking to the government. And I believe their demands will be met.
You heard these universities. How much of a toll is this having on your ability to train and teach those you have in your school?
So come again.
I'm just curious to know, from your point of view as the head of the schools,
yes,
how much of an impact is this having?
Yes, we are in the third week now, and the students are on campus doing nothing. And, they are wasting money, spending money, and all. It's going to increase their bill. So that is why we were appealing to them to return to lecture theater and then continue to negotiate with the government. And I believe the government will be able to answer all their requests.
Thankfully, Dr. Solomon Kilsey, who is the president of TUTAG, has just joined us on the line. Doc, this is an appeal coming directly from the Vice Chancellor. I think we've lost him on the telephone line there. So let me stay with you, Professor John Ishun. I know you are the Vice Chancellors. I don't know if you've been part of the efforts to get their grievances addressed. I mean, I know there have been a lot of other stakeholders who've said they solidarize with what they're doing.
We are part. Yeah, we are part. We are still. We are part of the what do you call it? The negotiation. We are part of the negotiation. So I believe there's a meeting tomorrow, and I pray that there will be solutions to their demand so that the teachers will return to the lecture theater.
Just out of curiosity, the issues that you're complaining about, does it affect you too?
Yes, it affects us also, but I believe it's a process.
But you haven't called a strike, have you?
No, we can't call a strike. We are the managers of the university, and then we are representing the government. So I believe we have to exercise restraint, and I believe we will. All our demands will be met.
We'll see what happens tomorrow in this particular meeting. We'll hear from TUTAG shortly, their own expectations of that shortly. We'll take you to the Ashanti region, where the Ghana Education Service is directing school authorities of the Kumasi Technical Institute to open investigations into disturbances there last Sunday that left some teachers injured. Stay with us.
Protective of our Ghanaian brand. 10 years of Texas, 10 years of loyalty. Your success, our passion. Oh yeah, your success, our passion.
Your success, our passion. Ma, please give me your phone. Let me make a quick call.
So you're still on that network that gives you fair data and talk time, where Vodafone has double the Red 1, Red 2, and Red 5 offers. For 5 CDs, Chikra. You get 250 minutes to call all networks, 250 megabytes data, and more.
I'm moving to Vodafone today. Switch to Vodafone to enjoy double Intuswar on red bundles of 1, 2, and 5 CDs. Enjoy double talk minutes to call all networks and double data to browse. Vodafone always gives you more. Dial *200# to subscribe now. Terms and conditions apply.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Thank you, folks. On my A list today, show some love for Contractor EB. So, Contractor, what do you think about the country's changing skyline?
Oh, send them down there, Yuma. Across skyline, they change you, papa.
Wow. Contractor, don't you get worried when you hear of buildings collapsing?
I'm not for an answer on Tassam. It is the likability of using low quality product.
Please explain why.
Yeah, cement is a no quality on your gasem. Village of Fefu way. It was built with gasem. Says the gasem is your construction. Osi ho pumping. She N1. Can you tell market? Kotokana Kumasi Airport. Kipko Stadium. Atwabu gas project in na. Gasebo. Messi what the quality. You know what is quality?
Gasem, 3 cement grades, greater value. Gasem, the nation builder.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Yeah, so live here on Newsnight on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, the Ghana Education Service has directed school authorities of the Kumasi Technical Institute in the Ashanti region to investigate the disturbances there last Sunday. The disturbances broke up between teachers and students of the school, leaving one of the teachers injured. 10 students were arrested by the police and have been released, for school disciplinary action. Nana Yao Jima has been following the story and joins us on the line. Give us a background to this disturbances, Nana.
All right, so the incident happened on Sunday during the prep hours of the school, and students were in class when teachers entered to check what they were wearing. So I'm learning that there's a specific uniform they will have to wear for the prep in the evenings, and some students were found in different uniforms. Some were wearing muftis, others were in unprescribed uniforms. So teachers tried to get them out to go and change into the uniforms that they expected to show up in, and these students will not give in to that. And later, teachers found out that some of them were having phones on them. Teachers tried to take the phones from them, but unfortunately, there was a scuffle between them. And what I can confirm is that there were exchange of slaps between teachers and students. And later, more teachers joined. Other students came in to support their colleagues, and that resulted in a scuffle between teachers and students there in the school.
And then what's the situation on campus now?
Now campus is calm. Teachers and students have returned to their daily duties. Teachers are in school teaching them, and students are also there. But students are quite skeptical about the behavior that teachers are putting up on campus. They are saying that most of the teachers are no more receptive as they used to be. So students will want this issue to be brought to finality, an end to be brought to this issue. But early this morning, there was a meeting between officials of the Ghana Education Service and teachers, and they are trying to find to bring finality to the issue. They've tasked the school to investigate the matter and bring a report to the Education Service for a solution to this problem.
You also been interacted with you've been interacting with the GES. Did they give reasons why they want the school to take over the investigations?
All right. So when the incident happened, GES officials were on campus to find out how the incident occurred and the reasons for the scuffle between the teachers and the students. So they have they've done the investigation to some point. They have preliminary investigations done so far, and therefore they would want the school to continue with the supervision of officials of the GES. So the GES will send some officials to the school to also join the school's disciplinary committee to bring finality to the issue, to try to find out what exactly happened on that night.
We're getting some additional information, and I thank you very much for that. That from the GES on this unfolding story on the campus there in Ashanti region. Elton, what else do we know from the GES?
Well, according to them, they are counting on the school to investigate the matter and forward a report to the service. Already, the service has undertaken preliminary investigations on the matter. The 10 students were released to school authorities who went to the police station to facilitate their bail. It is unclear whether the students were brought back to the school or were allowed to go home. Teaching and learning activities, as we have been told, is ongoing, contrary to reports that the school had been shut down. Earlier, the teachers were locked up in a meeting with some officials of GES, reviewing strategies to ensure school run effectively.
Okay. When we get more from the GES, we'll bring it to you. We'll take a break for business now. When we return from business, we'll hear from more customers of the troubled investment firm Gold Coast Fund Management, who are opening up about how life has become tough and has grounded to a sudden halt as they continue to pray their locked up funds will be paid.
I took the old lady to Gold Coast. The old woman cannot tell you that what you've done, I don't like it. I'm a father of 3. They all depend on me. In less than 20 years, government asked me to go on retirement. What do I have?
But managers of the company say they are taking steps to address the issue.
Revelations that are going on is good. It will allow us get the people who matter to be able to take concrete decisions, to be able to address them. And regulators are involved, ministries are involved.
Let's do business now, and Charles is here with the latest. Hello, Charles.
Hello, Evan. So, coming up in business, new board chair of Ghana Revenue Authority, Professor Stephen Adai, to ensure enforcement of tax compliance rules to enable the authority meet its revenue target. And Chamber of Mines fears Ghana may lose its status as a hub for mining in the next 5 years. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN. Welcome to a new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, number one stop shop for all office essentials. First National Bank, we are the bank that understands your business. First National Bank, how can we help you?
So everyone says I'm a Kosia filler, but it's not like I'm nosy or go out to find out the latest filler. It's just that I get 50 megabytes of data free after paying for only the first minute of every call. And so I just keep discovering stuff minute after minute. That's how come I was minding my business, scrolling through my timeline, and I found out Coco has a new baby. Oh, and last week, I learned Ken won the lottery. You see, Ken is my brother's friend. So hello, look who's about to roll with the rich and famous.
Enjoy even more value with MTN Free After One. You only pay for the first minute of your call on MTN Free After One, and the rest is free. Plus, you enjoy free 50 megabytes worth of data to browse your favorite sites. Compare where, compare there. So dial *315# to sign up.
We day for you everywhere you go.
Terms and conditions apply.
But the best, we stay above the rest. More quality, more affordability. Kingdom Books and Stationery. Everybody's going to the one and only shop where customer satisfaction is a guarantee. Kingdom Books and Stationery.
Oh yes, with our 30 days credit facility with no interest charge, free delivery services, and our free consultation on setting up your office, Kingdom Books and Stationery is unmatched in our delivery of quality and affordable office essentials, equipment, and furniture.
Experience world-class customer service in all our branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takoradi.
Call us on 0302-764-101
or visit our website at www.kingdomgh.com.
Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one stop shop for all office essentials and stationery. Terms and conditions apply.
Everywhere you turn, there's a mother, a father, a sister, or a brother who has been affected by breast cancer.
No one is immune to breast cancer, neither old nor young, rich or poor, weak or strong.
Hope is the bridge that connects cancer and recovery. Don't give up your courage to fight.
Fighting breast cancer takes everyone. One team, one dream. Let's find a cure.
It's real. It's not a myth.
1 in 8 women and 1 in 1,000 men will develop breast cancer at some point in their lives.
Get screened. Early detection saves lives. Check often and encourage those you love to do same.
Know your risk. Talk to both sides of your family to learn about your family health history.
Knowing it exists isn't enough. Get informed. Pass it on.
Exercise is also beneficial to breast cancer survivors.
Pink is stronger than you think. Join the hashtag Pink October.
It's a Pink October on the Cosmopolitan Mix on your superstation, Joy 99.7 FM.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Welcome back to Business on Newsnight. Now, Board Chair of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Professor Stephen Adai, says the authority is ready to ensure full compliance of tax laws in the country. He believes the inability for the GRA to meet the revenue targets set by government is largely due to the lack of compliance. Professor Adai, who today paid a courtesy call on the Multimedia Group Limited with the Commissioner General of the GRA, Amishadai Owusu Amoa, and officials, said he will ensure that the tax net is widened to include non-taxpayers.
Right now, there are companies and individuals certified who are owing GRA 5 billion cedis, and the budgetary gap is 3.4 billion. So this is not somebody being asked to pay more taxes. It's those who have been found to have to owe taxes to be paid. So it's a compliance issue. And I think that anytime you talk about tax, people think that people must be taxed more. There's a limit to which if you tax people more, it becomes negative. So there's a need to raise more revenue.
Board Chair of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Professor Stephen Adai. The Ghana Chamber of Mines is expressing fears the country could lose out on being the biggest supplier of mining inputs for the West African sub-region in the next few years. Chief Executive Suleiman Kony told Joy Business mining companies should not expect government to support them in their quest to buy local inputs in order to empower local suppliers to meet the requirements stipulated in the Local Content Act.
Our expectation is that before long we should be able to have a local firm actually producing this on the back of the research that they have done. We're talking a value of about $5 million for the economy, and that would also create jobs within the economy. The good thing is that this product also has uses in other sectors of the economy. You can use it in the water and sewage industry, you can use it in the petroleum industry as well, and even the beverage industries as well. So this is what we talk about when we're referring to mining as a catalyst for development, because once you set up with the initial intent to supply to the mining industry, there are other sectors of the economy which can also take advantage of it. And even not just within Ghana, but even within West Africa, given that you have a number of mining countries coming up strongly. We can talk about Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Mali, and so on and so forth.
Suleiman Kony spoke to Joy Business at the local content workshop by the Chamber in Accra. Trade facilitation and passenger movements to see improvement as the Ministry of Aviation sets up the National Air Transport Facilitation Committee. Setting up the National Air Transport Facilitating Committee is in compliance with International Civil Aviation Organization Annex 9, which requires nations to reduce paperwork, standardize documentations, and simplify the procedures required to clear aircraft, passengers and cargo to fly. Speaking at the inauguration of the committee, the Minister of Aviation, Joseph Kofi Adai, explained it will go a long way to make Ghana's aviation industry attractive to investors.
We've not been conscious of what needs to be done in a formal manner to ensure that we have a course of redress, so people are not aware at all. So the occasion is simply to formalize that setup by adhering to the regulations of ICAO at Annex 9, to make sure that we establish the National Air Transport Facilitation Committee, intersectoral committee comprising people from Interior, that's Immigration, from Finance, that's Customs, from Ministry of Health, from Food and Drugs, and from our own agencies as well. All these members of the committee will meet periodically to deliberate on what needs to be done to ensure that we provide the best service as an industry.
Minister for Aviation Joseph Kofi Adda ending business on Newsnight.
Thank you very much, Charles. Now, more customers of troubled investment firm Gold Coast Fund Management are sharing harrowing stories of how their lives have simply gone to a halt as monies they invested with the company continue to be inaccessible. We'll be hearing from them, but first, the story of Michael Lamte, who invested 40,000 cedis, and as a finance person, he was able to convince 4 other family members to deposit their savings as well. His wife, mother-in-law, and sister-in-law. But for months, the company has been struggling to pay its customers. Michael shares how the situation is affecting his entire family in a following report by Fifi Kumsid.
The old woman cannot tell you that what you've done, I don't like it. But you should know. As you speak, the old woman is in the house, taking care of...
Michael Lamte sobs as he narrates a struggle to redeem his investment with Gold Coast Fund Management Limited.
The most annoying thing, not even an officer talking to you, a security man will come and that is enough, that ends it.
But he's a man in a lot of trouble. As a finance person, he's the go-to man in his family when anyone wants to invest.
I happen to once take a course with Ghana Stock Exchange. So when it comes to financial stuff, I know a bit about it.
So after he had invested his 40,000 Ghana cedis, he convinced 4 other family members to invest. His wife.
So the money that she has in her account, but I even took her to the bank. Yes, we drew the money and then took it to Gold Coast.
Mother.
So aside my friends, my immediate family.
Mother-in-law.
I didn't even talk to my wife, but I went straight to my mother-in-law. You know, you are a pensioner. The letter that you have in your account, if you save it to. So I encouraged this old lady. I took the old lady to the bank. She took her money to Gold Coast.
And brother-in-law.
I didn't end there. My wife's brother, a senior man. I encouraged,
Together, the family has invested 200,000 Ghana cedis, Lamte says. But for almost a year now, the family has been trying hard without success to get their money.
Should something happen to me, God forbid today, I don't have any support anywhere. I don't have anything to fall on, my brother.
Do you get into financial difficulties sometimes?
Yes. At times, it's difficult to say it.
Lamte is just a little over 40 years, and already he's been diagnosed with hypertension.
The brief clinical history is the name of patient Michael Lamte, X-ray request form, fascicular block, newly diagnosed hypertension.
See, that is what I've been diagnosed of.
He blames his new condition on the intense pressure on him, the man who led his entire family into a botched investment.
Do the kids notice that there's a problem?
The day I took this thing I got to the house, my first daughter came in. Daddy, what is wrong with you? This X-ray. Do you have a problem with your heart? 6-year-old girl. I lied on my bed. You can imagine the scene.
Lamte is not the only one worried about the situation. Meet this man.
My name is Joel Benson. I retired from work in 1997.
He's 82 years old with a heart condition and needs urgent surgery.
My heart. At the stage, one night, things were bad, so I was rushed to the hospital. I stayed there for 4 days, and I was given some medications. I said the best would be that the outer, that big artery, there's some problem there, and it will need some surgery.
Okay.
So I needed some money.
How much?
Oh, 35,000.
35,000?
Yes, cedis. So I went and told them that this was it.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
Okay.
We are getting some money when we get. So I went to the hospital again, and I was given some sustaining drugs to buy for some time.
He has no money for it now, but he has over 150,000 Ghana cedis locked up at Gold Coast. The octogenarian says He's scared.
I invested 100,000 cities first,
Okay.
and then I added 50,000,
Okay.
and then I added 6,000. This was the money I put in.
Joy News has reached out to Gold Coast Fund Management Limited on the case of Lamptey and his family and other people affected by the troubles of Gold Coast Fund Management. Gold Coast says it will work with the affected persons and have the issues resolved. But for now, Lamptey and the old man remain under pressure and afraid of the unknown.
I just went for the results from the laboratory. I don't know if I'll be made to sleep there. All money.
Fifi Kumsin, Joy News.
Well, Gold Coast Fund Management says it's working out a plan with Michael after Joy News had brought his story to the attention.
The point is that we have listened to the production. Everything the gentleman is saying is valid. He represents numerous, in fact thousands of customers with different similar conditions such as this one that the company is taking steps to address. But it's an overwhelming situation because it is kind of something that is happening in crisis times. Now, these revelations that are going on is good to the extent that it will allow us to proffer solutions, get the people who matter to be able to take concrete decisions, to be able to address them. And regulators are involved, ministries are involved, the presidency are involved, and so on and so forth. So it's good that it's coming up. We want to also acknowledge the resilience of our customers, the patience, the calmness, the civility, and so on. There have been a few instances where anger and emotions have played out, but if you look at the number of customers that we deal with and the monies that we are talking about, it's an insignificant number in terms of the infractions that we may be worried about. But there are genuine pain people are going through, and it's our fault and it's our responsibility, and we take it squarely.
Well, many of you have joined us on WhatsApp pages, sharing your own experiences with the Gold Coast Fund Management. I'll share a few with you shortly before we end News Night tonight. But just before we go, Ghana today joined the rest of the world to celebrate International Stuttering Awareness Day. And the Ghana Stammering Association wants members to step out and speak with confidence. There's more in the following report.
I've been just stepped out and since I was 4. It's had a positive and a...
People make jokes about everything, about blondes, about citizens of every country in the world, about men, women, and children. Some of them are genuinely funny, and some of them are downright cruel and offensive. In particular, jokes about disabilities can be very mean-spirited and hurtful towards those who have those disabilities, as well as their friends and families. Today, the Ghana Stammering Association is calling on all its members to step out, speak up, and speak with confidence. Emmanuel Ado is a member of the group.
Being a stammerer or being a person who stammers isn't something we wanted for ourselves. It's something that it came to us, and then we have accepted to live with it. So we also expect society to give us the opportunity. When you meet somebody who is speaking, a person stammers, I know it could be difficult looking at the face of somebody who stammers, especially those with severe stammer. But then we want the public to actually have patience, no matter how long it takes. Have patience, listen to what the person is saying. Don't look at how the person says it, but look at the content of what the person is saying. And today, our theme is growth through speaking. So we are encouraging everyone who stammers, persons who stammer, not to feel shy, not to coil back into their shells, but then come out, do things that you want to do, speak. If you are in school, ask questions in school, do presentations, stammer confidently. It's not a crime to stammer. Stammer and stammer confidently.
Another member, Henrietta Jidula, speaks about the challenges persons who stammer face on a daily basis.
When you sit in church and you have to mention your bus stop, I always dread it. There are times the driver would take you past your bus stop because you can't say it. Even to say hello on a phone sometimes is difficult. But all that, you just have to be patient. Don't be frustrated. Relax and know that this is how you are. So God accepts you anyway. So I want to encourage everybody to be patient with those who stammer. They should talk more. It will help them to be fluent.
The group also wants members to practice speaking in public from time to time. Ifwa Evans Chinris reports for Joy News.
Well, I need to tell you, I used to be a stammerer myself. In fact, I'm still a stammerer. I don't know if you notice when I'm approaching, talking about some sensitive matters, sometimes you stammer a bit, especially when I'm dealing with numbers and figures. I just terribly hate numbers and figures because I just simply will stammer across them. And so, of course, it's great that today is a awareness day for it. Step out and speak with confidence is what they're asking their members to do. Now, on the Gold Coast Fund Management story, many of you join us with your own experiences. This one says, please, my name is Rosemond Mensah. My husband's name is Daniel Dovi Krasi. My husband works, he says, mentions the name of the organization, says, I hope that the president will help us to get our money back. But up to now, we can't hear anything from the president. My children's future, my husband, my business, everything is falling apart. I can't pay my dear children's school fees. Everything we work for is with Gold Coast Fund Management. I can't sleep. I can't look at my children. My husband can't walk well because of the accident. I don't have a job now because everything is with Papa Kwesi Indom, my business. Why? We are Ghanaians. Why? This is our country and we are dying. She sent that one, and there are many more messages coming through. This one says, good evening. Gold Coast has reported in the media lately that they are paying all balance below 2,000 cedis, and they will graduate to payment of bigger balances when they make bigger recoveries. This statement is doubtful, but even if it was true, it means customers with bigger balances are being treated unfairly because they have to wait till thy kingdom come. A few of your messages there, keep them coming. Continue the conversations. Morning show will pick this up in more detail tomorrow as well. My name is Evans Mensah, and that's it for Newsnight tonight. The team is standing by to bring you commentary on the Champions League game between Real Madrid and Galatasaray. Stay with us.